instrumentals that they got going on. I know, man, it's super catchy. As right now, he's talking about how he's gonna get it on with his girl. What he's saying? Get it on, bunga gone. I don't know what he's saying, man, but hey, I just really love the vibe of this song, man. I think he's talking about he's gonna get it on with his chick. But let's get back to this, man.
Tracks and Banga Gong. Hey, I recognize that. Dude, I've heard this song before, man. I've heard this song. Don't know where, but I've heard it. Maybe in karaoke, I don't know. Yo. Oh! Yeah, I've definitely heard this before. Get it on. What's the Banga Gong then? It was. That's why it's called "Get It On" in parentheses, I guess, because the hook there is very prominent saying "Get It On." But Banga Gong, what? This is a cool song. Okay, Get It On, Banga Gong, Get It On. What? Okay. I think I've heard this in a commercial for something. That's where I've heard this. Some type of commercial has this music. Can't have no other information for you except that. I don't know, but this is catchy. This is cool. This is a vibe. 1971. This is where this song came from T-Rex, and it was called "Banga Gong, Get It On." Well. You learn something new every freaking day. This is freaking dope.
I know the song, but this is not the version that I know. Somebody's done the song, but it's not this. It sounds like that was like done in the 80s, I think, the song I'm talking about. Wow, so this is T-Rex, okay.
You're slim and you're weak, you got the teeth of the hydra upon you. You're dirty, sweet, and you're my girl. Get it on, Banga Gong, get it on. Get it on, Banga Gong, get it on. Well, you're built like a car, you got a hubcap, diamonds on. Banga Gong, get it on.
I can't get it out of my head. I think this version I'm talking about was done by Robert Palmer. I think it was Robert Palmer. Fantastic song. I just never knew that it was done originally by T-Rex. Amazing stuff. The riff, it's just a crazy riff, and I love the lyrics. I'm just wondering how this girl can be dirty and sweet at the same time. I guess there's a place and time for both, for her to be dirty and for her to be sweet. Interesting concept. He reminds me a lot of Prince. They're both small as well. They're both very petite. He reminds me a lot of Prince. I know for a fact, because I've heard quite a few interviews and read a few things that said Prince used to study like so many like English like bands, from the punk scene, from the rock scene, from the glamour rock scene, and I bet Prince saw this guy because there's some of his movements that he does that I can just see Prince, really, man. And he's also got that like that boy girl thing going on as well. And I love the way he sings it, in this very, very like seductive way that he pulls out the lyrics. Fantastic stuff. And I love the groove. And for me, I prefer this version to the one that I knew originally. And that's saying a lot, because normally, right, you prefer the version that you heard first. But I just love this. I love the groove, Maybe it's that retro thing for me, but I just love it, and also I think he sings it better as well. Fantastic stuff. That was bad, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, grandpas and grandmas. 1971, and he had so much funk and rawness and style going on, I loved it. Beautiful stuff, man. I really did. I love his footwork as well, It's a shame that the cameraman didn't know how to really bring him out there, because, I can imagine if that was today, this would look even more dynamic because, yeah. And the sound, it's so unique, I love the guitars, the way they sound, I love the horns. I love the way he projected his voice, that like very, very seductive way that he pulls out those seductive lyrics. And yeah, interesting lyrics. It's amazing how this rock stars always like to compare their girls to their cars, Talking about cars, that's very, very ironic because obviously he died in a car accident. I've actually driven past the spot where he died a few times, and every time I drive past, right, I always think about him. Very, very sad. Another one who left so early before his time. It makes you wonder what he would have gone on to become. Very sad. So I enjoyed that, and
they talking about. Okay, so they talking about. That's what am I tripping? Let me keep playing.
When you're building like a car, you got a hubcap, diamond star halo. They build like a car, oh yeah. When you're an hunting,
I love this music video so much.
New Vizzy
Ooh,
Watermelon.
let me stop the screen recording. That is catchy. But I could tell they was talking about getting it on for real. That is funny.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, I like how they filmed this. This is actually pretty cool, and like the music itself, man, it's banging, dude. It is banging it. I like it. Here we go.
I don't understand what that means. Bang a gong. I'm still trying to figure out what that means exactly. I mean, again, it's one of the situations where I could probably come up with a meaning based on my own opinion of what's being said. Luckily, art's interpretive. Yeah. You guys probably know what that means. Like, is that like meaning like take a puff of marijuana? Like a gong? Is that what it's called? Is that big thing called a gong or a bong? I thought it was called a bong. Bang a bong. Is it a gong or I don't know, man. Like I said, I could.
dirty sweet, you're my girl.
Oh yeah.
Get it on, yeah. Bang a gong, get it on.
Oh.
Get it on, bang a gong, get it on.
Yes. Yes, he is rocking it.
Sorry. It's very rock and rolly. I like it. Lyrics are fairly straightforward. And yeah, it's a fun song. Wow. I like the piano that keeps coming in the background. Let's keep going. Oh. Let's go. Turn it up. Okay. The guitar in this was awesome. Love the British accent there. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's British, but still. Alright, last time I'm pausing because I think we're going to probably go into a solo here. So, thank you guys very much for requesting this. Let me know if there's any other groups or songs by this group that you'd like me to check out. And yeah, it's like a slow plodding song. Feels like we're building up to something. I hope they pay it off. But even if they don't, I really like the rock and roll feel to it. I love it. Let's keep going. Nice.
All right. I like that one. I like that. That was pretty funny, man. The song was pretty groovy. I liked it, man. It was a pretty good song. I'm not gonna lie, but that guy in the green pants, man, it was kind of funny. Not gonna lie. But anyway. Thanks for watching, guys.
A really cool song, dude.
Really, really cool song.
Yeah.
Especially for 71. Yeah, that was impressively
This
good.
like feels early in the game for like what they were doing.
I think we had the thought that it was... Well, I guess when we hear glam, we thought hair metal.
Yeah.
Which is not this at all, like in the slightest. So the verse felt very Stones-esque, which I think is just a product of the time, maybe. The chorus is so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, skipping ahead a little bit, I think the rest of the song for me came across, at least in a modern time, maybe not back then, as like an A-.
Yeah.
And the chorus was like an A+ or an S. Like, that chorus
Really?
is really strong to me.
Huh.
So it averages out probably for me like an A-ish, probably an A.
Wow.
But that chorus puts in work.
I agree, because in terms of just the whole thing, I'm feeling pretty much the same as you.
Yeah.
And that, like, to where, like, the whole song, like, minus the chorus, it was like, okay, it was still super cool stuff going on, especially once you have, like, the texture of the horn coming in and all these different elements. But it was definitely that chorus that made it different than just any, like, the other bands at the time, probably.
Yeah.
There's something that separated them, absolutely.
To me, the verse was still a good song, and it was like, it could compete with, like, again, like a Rolling Stones verse. Yeah. But the chorus is something that I don't think many bands can compete with.
Yeah.
Like, that put them in, like, their own little echelon.
Yeah.
Really good. Wow. Surprisingly good. Not what I was expecting.
Get It On, performed by the British glam rock group T-Rex, features frontman and songwriter Mark Bolan with Elton John on keyboards. That's Elton John on the keyboards? Is that a different Elton John? Dude, that was Elton John? What? So he was part of T-Rex? He was part of the Bang a Gong Get It On? What? From the 1971 album Electric Warrior, Bang a Gong Get It On was the second chart topper for T-Rex on the UK singles chart. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted T-Rex posthumously in the class of 2020. The induction ceremony will be held at the Cleveland's Public Hall on May 2nd, 2020. T-Rex will be honored with a tribute performance. Wow. Dude, what? So this is glam rock, man. This is glam rock, man. I like glam rock. That sounds dope. That's a vibe, dude. What? If that piano player keeps practicing really hard and gets a good manager, he just might make it someday, someone wrote. That's funny. I can't believe that's Elton John.
Meanwhile, I'm still thinking. Couldn't find a better way to end the song. What do you think he was thinking about? Someone says, taken from Chuck Berry's Little Queenie. Yes, I know that. That's why I think it was such a great ending. I think we all knew what he was thinking about. Some things don't change. Okay. Let's take a look at what the song facts for this song are. I think the lyrics seem pretty straightforward. Charted number 1 in the UK, wow, and number 10 in the US. Written by T-Rex lead singer Mark Bolan, this song is all about sex, but with imagery that's comically vague, so it would be hard for even the most prudish listeners to take offense. His delivery is feral. He keeps calling the girl dirty and sweet, but you really have to stretch to find the sexual connotations in hubcap diamond star halo or a cloak full of eagles. The biggest suggestion is in the title. Yeah. All right. The song was written and recorded when T-Rex was touring in America in 1971. The group had made inroads in their native UK with the 1970 self-titled album, but with little known in the US. Mark Bolan wanted to change that by coming up with something that would strike to the heart in America. According to T-Rex drummer Bill Legend, he and Bolan worked in the rhythms one day in Bolan's hotel room, and when the tour got to Los Angeles, the group reconvened with members of the team that worked on their first album. Producer Tony Visconti and backup singers Howard Kaylan and Mark Volman were members of the Turtles. Oh, we've done the Turtles before. And recorded as Flo and Eddie. At Kaylan's home in Laurel Canyon, they spent all night working up the song, and the next day they recorded it at Wally Heider Studios in LA. And when they got to the studio, they had the chorus, the rhythm, and the dirty and sweet line, but he had to come up with the other lyrics on the spot, indicating he wasn't thinking too hard about them. Everyone agrees that cocaine was involved throughout the process, so if you want to blame anybody, blame him. This is a great example of glam rock, which was characterized by outrageous, often effeminate costumes. Interesting. Nonsensical lyrics, driving beats, and very theatrical stage shows. In the UK, this hit number 1 on July 24th, 1971, giving T-Rex the second chart topper following Hard Love. All right. In the UK, the song is just called Get It On. But in America, it was changed to the less suggestive Bang a Gong, Get It On. The last line, Meanwhile I'm Still Thinking, is a nod to a Chuck Berry song called Little Queenie, where he sings Meanwhile I'm Still Thinking with the same inflection. The band released this a year after they shortened their name. They used to be Tyrannosaurus Rex. After falling from fame a few years after this came out, lead singer developed a debilitating cocaine and alcohol habit, but that's not what killed him. He died on September 16th, 1977, when a Mini driven by his girlfriend, the singer Gloria Jones, crashed into a tree. Huh.